Welcome to my 5,000 subscriber special. So I decided to do a Q&A session. People have been able to ask me questions through Patreon, YouTube and Discord as well, and I'm going to answer them as best as possible. I've chosen about 15 or so questions because there were quite a few, and some of them I've already answered in previous videos, but a lot of them I haven't. So they separate fairly well into like personal stuff and into ring fit stuff. So I'm going to do the personal stuff first, and it's going to be related to fitness, and then the ring fit stuff later. So let's get into it. What prompted you to start a YouTube channel? This is a really cool question to start off with, and I'm really glad that someone asked. So, the original idea for Master Trainer Peter came in 2016. I was living up in Queensland in Australia. I was doing some traveling at the time, and I was keeping myself fit with like random workouts that I was doing, and I was basing them off video game stuff. So I was doing like when I was doing shadow punching, shadow boxing and stuff, I was pretending I was playing Tekken. When I was doing my sprinting, I was pretending I was Sonic. Stuff like that. It was all based around that sort of idea, and I thought, it'd be really cool to do, workouts online about this. And I still haven't actually gotten around to doing them, but there's some specific reasons for that. But that's not the point. I decided to set up the channel once I was settled somewhere, not while I was traveling, because that would be nigh on impossible with the bad internet that was everywhere. And I also wanted to make sure that I was a qualified personal trainer beforehand. Because there's a lot of misinformation out there being peddled by people who aren't actually qualified to do so. So I found it really important to make sure that the advice I was giving was correct. I had the qualifications to back it up, so you can trust what I'm saying. I thought that was a really important part of my whole fitness side of things before I started giving out these workouts. Even though I've known a lot of the knowledge for a long time, I needed to make sure that I was qualified and had everything 100%. What motivated you to pursue fitness as a profession? Was this something you always liked, or is there a key moment? I'm especially curious about this since you shared you have a music degree. Solid question, Galal. Yes, I have a humanities degree with a specialism in history and music. It's not history of music, it's history and music, which, history of music would have been a lot cooler, but that's not the point. That's my actual, my bachelor's degree. But I've worked in leisure, I've worked in fitness for a long time in the UK, and then when I came over to Australia, decided to pick it up because I was getting bored with a lot of the jobs that I was doing. I was doing a lot of random jobs and I wasn't really happy. So I decided to pursue personal training because it's something that I felt confident with. It's something that I enjoyed. I enjoyed my own fitness, and it was just something really cool there. So that's why I decided to pursue that rather than anything else. How did I end up in Australia? Again, interesting one. I spent the first 25 years of my life in the UK, and then me and my partner decided to go traveling for a few years to go explore the world. We decided to do 2 years in Australia, and then we were going to do 6 months in New Zealand. We're going to go around Southeast Asia, stuff like that. We kind of decided at the end of our 2 years in Australia that we weren't really ready to go, and then my partner was offered sponsorship. So we've been here ever since, which has been really cool. So yeah. What is your favourite video game? Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, with the the lock-on cartridge for the Sega Mega Drive. I don't think there's been a better platformer. I don't think there ever will be. What are your top 3 gaming franchises, as well as top 3 gaming genres? Good one. Cool. So Sonic, obviously. I'm a really big fan of Pokemon as well. You've probably, if you're on Twitter, you've probably seen me ranting about Pokemon and stuff. I play Pokemon Go quite regularly. And I would say as well, I'm going to say Borderlands. I'm a huge Borderlands fan. Love the Borderlands series. I've got quite a storied history with it as well. I did a music video with my old band based on it. It was really cool. It was really fun. I do I love the Borderlands games. Even the pre-sequel. Pre-sequel was fantastic in small doses. So yeah, that was really cool. I know I should probably have said Ring Fit Adventure in that, but I love Ring Fit Adventure, but it's not one of my favorite franchises. Those 3 are. Anyway, my top 3 gaming genres, I would say probably platformers, RPGs definitely, and I like puzzle games. They're fun. What is your favourite hobby? Sleeping. No, seriously. I don't know, I like walking. I really like walking around everywhere. Going for hikes, walking around towns and parks and stuff. That's a really big hobby of mine. Obviously there's gaming. I don't really do as much gaming as I'd like anymore because I'm really busy with everything, but I really enjoy sitting down and playing a good game. I'm currently trying to work my way through Persona 5 Royal, and As of recording, like I'm recording this on the 27th of January, so tomorrow Pokemon Legends Arceus comes out, and that is probably going to dominate my life. I've set aside a couple of days for it because, you know, really busy, been working really hard through January, so I want to make sure I've got some time to actually experience it. It's going to be good. What other online fitness gurus do you follow/recommend? My main two that I'm going to recommend for you today is Eugene Teo. Eugene Teo is a fantastic trainer, lots and lots of biomechanical knowledge, really interesting insights, and follow him on YouTube. He's incredible, and every time I watch a video of his, I question what I know and I try and learn from it. It's really cool. So yeah, definitely that's good. And I'm also going to recommend Dr. Jordan Shallows, the muscle doctor. He is honestly fantastic, does a lot of really cool stuff to go really getting in deep and making trainers better. He runs a program called Prescript, which is really interesting, and is one that I want to take on, but it is something that I've got to wait until I can afford to do it, both time and financially wise. Time and financially wise, yes, let's leave that in. Do you prefer dogs or cats? I like dogs and cats, but honestly, I prefer rats. Don't I, Juzo? Don't I? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, this isn't working. Can you describe to us your fitness journey? So that's a fantastic question. Yeah, so it started around when I was 18. I was really big. I was 120 kilos. And it was, yeah, like I had no energy, and I didn't like sports at all. Hadn't liked it through school at all, even though I tried my best, really didn't like it. My brother got me into fitness. I started working in a leisure centre as a cleaner, and I got into fitness through that because I had gym membership, and my brother wrote me a program, and I started doing that. I actually made myself really sick because I did the same program, like the same exercises every day for like 2.5 weeks. And just knocked my immune system to bits, which was really bad. But then, yeah, I started building up better, and got myself more informed. And I dropped from. It took a few years, but I dropped from 120 kilos to 75, which was really cool. And although I have gone back up a little bit, yeah, that was the main part of my fitness journey, was dropping all of that, because it changed my body shape essentially. Essentially changed my body type from more of an endomorph to a mesomorph, which was really interesting. I started getting into running, which was really fun, just as a thing to do for cardio, but then I started really enjoying it, and I can't remember what the trigger is right off the top of my head. I can't remember what it was, but just started doing 5Ks and then got into my 10K races. I ran 2 marathons, although I've absolutely messed my knee up, which is why I have problems with squats and stuff like that occasionally. And yeah, now I don't really do much in the way of long distance running, but I just keep fit through other means. I've definitely come to enjoy resistance exercises better. I really didn't like them when I was younger. Really didn't like weights. I think it was partly to do with the culture in the gym I was in. Like all the weights guys are like, rah, 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 like big screaming sort of blokes, and it's just like, oh guys, shut the hell up, go away. And yeah, it's very intimidating for someone who isn't really particularly confident in social situations. So I just didn't really get into my weights. But now I really enjoy them. I have a lot more knowledge on them now as well, obviously, as a trainer. So that's really cool. So yeah, that's kind of a little flow of my fitness journey. If you could remove one character from the Mario franchise, who would it be? Zora, this is a really hard question. For the memes, I want to say Waluigi, just because I know it would annoy a lot of people, but I don't know. Kamek doesn't really do anything anymore, so we could say Kamek, but also maybe, can I choose a few? Can I choose all of the Bowser siblings apart from Bowser Jr., because they're kind of annoying and they don't really add anything to the game, in my opinion. I'm going to say that. Did you ever think a video game could make such a real-world impact on people's health and fitness as Ring Fit Adventure has? I did think that we would see real bodily change and real physiological change through video games. I did see that coming at one point. It's mainly to do with Wii Fit, because I had a friend of mine, the whole thing from this idea is a friend of mine lost weight using Wii Fit, and I thought at the time, I was like, that's really cool, but also really surprising that you can do that with a video game. And, that kind of thing where we're limited by the technology of our time. That's Howard Stark in Iron Man 2 says that at some point. Anyway, point is that I figured that in the future we would see more interesting console design, we would see more interesting game mechanics, and that you could use them for fitness games. Now, I didn't see it coming when Ring Fit Adventure was announced. I didn't see it being as popular as it was. But the moment I played it and I kind of figured out that this is a fitness tool disguised as a video game, and it took me like an hour of gameplay, I was like, oh my god, this is it. This is really exciting. Like, this is absolutely amazing how they are getting real proper form into you using a video game. I thought that was so cool. It was just so cool. And yeah, it was really cool to, just saying cool a lot, but yeah, it was at that point that I was like, right, this is the game that can do this. This is amazing. So yeah, I have seen that sort of thing coming, and I still think that there's going to be more development. I'm really interested to see virtual reality fitness and to see what develops from that. But I think I've got a question about that in a minute, so we'll delve into that there. What has been the biggest surprise in creating the Kickstart program and curating your community? Through your streams, that is a cool question. I think, what was I surprised about? So with the Kickstart, especially Kickstart 2.0, because I don't really have that great a memory of the original Kickstart anymore. The Kickstart 2.0 has been incredibly intensive. There's a lot of parts to juggle, and trying to make sure that I've done all of my research on my fit facts and asking good questions of the day, figuring out the best way to do promotion for it. A lot of it, essentially using it as a project, it's been quite intensive. And trying to promote on different platforms and stuff as well has been pretty cool. I'm loving the amount of people who have stuck with it though. It's really cool, and the constant engagement, the constant people talking on the Discord and the YouTube comments has been amazing. I've got a few people DMing me as well, which is awesome, and like picking up on that and seeing their progress, and people doing really well has been amazing. It's been as far as curating a community goes, it's been really wholesome, a lot of supportive people, and what I love is that we've got this tight-knit kind of group who supports everyone else, and sometimes I'm just not in the frame of mind to be able to talk to people, and it still ticks over, and there are people talking and having a great time, and supporting each other and building each other up, and helping each other out when they're not quite sure, even if I'm not able to come in and help directly, which has been really nice. It's been really cool, and I really appreciate the entire community. It's amazing. It's really cool. What are your favorite ring fit moves per category? Legs, arms, core, and yoga. And what is your favorite jogging stage? Wilco, I think my favorite move is Warrior 2 pose, is the yoga one. That's definitely my favorite one. I love overhead hip shake. I'm a really big fan of revolved crescent lunge pose, so that's a yoga one again. I quite enjoy knee lift and knee lift combo. Both of them's kind of like a split for me. They're really enjoyable. As far as arms go, I really like the overhead press and the front press. Again, it's a bit difficult to kind of think. I think probably front press, because you can do a lot with front press. You don't just need to do it at the front. You can do it at the sides. You can do it as a shoulder press. You can kind of like mix it up in the middle of it, which I know you probably shouldn't do, but also it's a bit more fun, especially if you're doing reps and reps and reps and reps and reps. So yeah, it's a really good one. I really enjoy those. And my favorite jogging stage is starting block bridge. How do you think Quell is going to go in the fitness gaming market against Ring Fit Adventure and Fitness Boxing 2? Christy, I reckon that Quell is a very interesting concept, and for those who don't know, it's essentially a standalone game console where you have a strap that goes around you, you have controllers, and they are attached by resistance bands attached to the back of the strap. So when you punch, there's resistance. When you punch, there's resistance. When you squat, you got resistance as well. And that's a really cool concept. It's a really interesting one. I don't really think it beats Ring Fit in much. Maybe the additional resistance for some more explosive plyometric moves. That's definitely something that Quell could do, but I haven't seen enough of it to really make a formal judgment. I think the fact that 1, it's a standalone item, and it's not available on general consoles. 2, the marketing hasn't been amazing for it, and 3, it's just not that accessible. There's a long wait list for it as well at the moment. I think, as much as it's a really cool idea, I don't think it's going to fare particularly well. It's definitely going to have a really niche following, and I reckon it's one of those ones where it's got the potential to be a bit of a cult fitness game, but I don't know whether or not it's going to take mainstream success. What are some things you'd like to see, or what direction do you think the fitness gaming niche should move towards? Rain, this is a super cool question, and I think this is where I was coming in with the virtual reality, because I think there are a few things I'd like to see, and where I think it's going to progress, I'm not quite sure. But what I'd like to see is more virtual reality fitness. I know that there's already quite a core group of VR fit people, and I would like to see something like essentially more of an interactive class being done with a headset. So you have your headset, you have your peripherals, you've got everything strapped in, you log in and you're in a classroom essentially. You've got a trainer who is hopefully going to be me, who is going to be doing the exercises, and then he can run around and check your form, because when you're doing said exercises, you know, it will be able to sense where your arm's moving. So if you're meant to have your arms straight up and one's out like that, or protracted, retracted, stuff like that, you're going to be able to tell. And it can say, right, okay, cool, need you to move your arm forward, backwards, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. Like, it could be really interesting. You could also do that with a one-on-one setting. That would be a much appreciated thing, so you can do more one-on-one training with people using VR. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see console-wise. I think that Nintendo needs to lean more into the fitness side of things. They've got a really cool concept with the Switch and the gyro controllers. It detects pretty well. With a little bit of fine-tuning, a Ring Fit 2 or a Ring Fit sequel, Ring Fit spin-off, something like that, is going to work really well. They've already got a fantastic foundation. They can expand it with more moves, they can expand it with different games, they can do multiplayer. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with that, and they really need to tap into that, because they have the dominant share of the market as far as console fitness gaming goes. Because PSVR's got a few things, you've got Box VR and stuff like that, but it's not quite the same level as Ring Fit is. Ring Fit has the whole package, and they should really tap into that. I really hope they do that this year. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think the thing with VR fitness though, and with fitness in general, home fitness, is that the costs make it less accessible sometimes. Yeah, it's an interesting one, because you need to have more accessibility, so VR technology needs to become a bit cheaper, and we need to have a little bit of a progression and some development of VR fitness ideas. I think is where we're going with that. A bit of a waffle answer. Sorry, I hope that answers your question though, mate. And final question, have you ever considered a live program / sessions for added engagement? Thomas, it's definitely something that I've considered. Unfortunately, the setup of my current area of work isn't particularly friendly for streaming, and that's just to do with the layout of the room and the layout of my apartment. But that doesn't mean it's definitely not something I'm going to do. I do have a Twitch profile I am going to be streaming on, and I'm looking to introduce that soon. Unfortunately, I've been so busy with the Kickstart, I've not really been able to do it. Hopefully I'm going to do some like Pokemon Legends Arceus, or I don't know, something else. I'm looking at doing some fitness boxing streams as well, so you can like follow along with the things. I can set up some workouts and then we can all do them together. That'd be really cool. I'd really enjoy that. And the same for Ring Fit. But yeah, it's more to do with time and the kind of layout of my apartment. So yeah, definitely something I'm considering. But yeah, cool, awesome. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end the video there. That's all the questions I've got the time for now. And yeah, I hope this has been fun and informative. I hope you've learned a few things about me and about gaming fitness as well, about my journey and where I want the fitness niche to go as far as games go. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm Master Trainer Peter, of course. Thank you so much to my patrons like Rain, I Love Waffles 1311, and Sick Hippie for the amazing support that they give through Patreon. I really appreciate that. If you want more exclusive content, Patreon is the place to go. I've got a lot more cool stuff coming out on there, so check that out. Like, share, and subscribe on this video, obviously. I'd really appreciate that, and yeah, I'll see you soon.